Okay, we're going to get started. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're nice and warm up there. I'm going to complain and say it's cold here because it's only 55, but that's cold for down here. And I'm so excited about our cruise and everybody that's going. We're going to have a blast. The webinar is being recorded, so those people that are coming but cannot join the webinar, or if you just want to listen to this again at your leisure, you're welcome to do so. We have 28 people going on the trip, so it should be a good time. And I just want to remind everybody that the focus is the 60s for our group, not only because I'm turning the big 60, as many of us are on this cruise. I can't believe how many people are actually celebrating 60, but also the 1960s. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes and open it up for questions afterwards. Or you can also post your questions and as we go along, but we'll get to them if you have any. All right, so, oops, if I can unfreeze my screen. Okay, the Westin Fort Lauderdale. Some of us are staying here, some of us are not, but for those that are, and some people are getting there any day from 3 days early on. So Denny and Michelle, I know you're getting there early. Rich and Jen are getting there early. The rest of us are getting there probably a day ahead. But when you land into Fort Lauderdale, the Westin is on the beach. It's on the Strip. It's about 15 minutes from the airport. It's very easy to get to. It's 10 minutes from the port. The fare per taxi is $20 to $30 each way from the airport. So we did not do any private transfers. If you want something like that, we can do it, but it's a lot more expensive to do that just for this short of a ride. And I know many of you have already been to Fort Lauderdale. The hotel check-in, though, based on what time your flight's coming in, is not until 4 p.m. So when you get there, you can certainly check in, store your luggage, go to the beach, go to the pool, take a water taxi ride. There's a lot to do in Lauderdale. It's really pretty. Or just chill out. Hopefully it'll be a great beach day. The checkout on the 7th is at 11 a.m. And I wouldn't say check out any earlier than that because we really don't have to be on the ship until 3 o'clock. And you'll see on this one of the slides it says 2 because I like to put a little leeway in there. Because we have our agency as a group, we got the resort fee waived, which is great because that's $30 a room. And we have breakfast included. So even those of you that are arriving early, you still get breakfast each day. All right. Fort Lauderdale, I love it here. I mean, it's just such a beautiful city. There's so much to do. If you haven't been before, I would highly recommend a water taxi tour. I mean, all you have to do is get on the water taxi and ride it round trip. And for the last several years now, they actually kind of give you a tour and show you the celebrity homes and things like that. But the intercoastal is just gorgeous and not to be missed, in my opinion. I like that better than the ocean side. They've got great beaches. All the beaches are public. Our beach, for the hotel, you just, walk across. There's a walkway there that you must walk over. And, of course, the Westin has umbrellas and beach boys and all that kind of thing. So you'll be all set. Lots of nightlife in Lauderdale, but not late nightlife. So they have lots of bars and restaurants, but it's not a real big party town. Restaurants, plenty right around the hotel. Or you can taxi to various ones. There's all kinds of cuisine. You just, too numerous to mention. So you'll have plenty to keep you busy. And if you would like some ideas about what to do, then you can just, we could talk separately and discuss all of that. This is our itinerary, February 7th to the 14th. Round trip Fort Lauderdale, going to Grand Turk, St. Martin, San Juan, and Half Moon Cay, which is Holland America's private island. It's spectacular. I love it there. It's nothing to do. But all these ports are beach ports, obviously. I mean, lots to do for the beaches, especially, but you can also walk around town and things like that, or you could take a tour, which we'll talk about in a bit. All right, what we need to board. You know, when we leave the hotel on the 7th, and everybody's going to leave at their leisure. We, again, remember, just taking a taxi, it's going to be $10 to $15 taxi ride. So you can all, you know, if we want to double up or whatever to take a taxi or a minivan, comes right from the hotel to the port. Very easy. But once you get to the port, like I said, don't get there too early. You can have lunch on board the ship, I will say that, so you can check in early, and they will be serving lunch on the Lido deck, but your rooms and suites will not be ready until the afternoon. So when you arrive at the pier, if you have a suite or if you have a certain level of status for the cruise line, you will go into a priority check-in area. If you have anywhere from an interior to a balcony or veranda stateroom and do not have a past guest status, then you will just go in the general boarding area. Your taxi will take you directly to the pier. You will have to have ready your passport and your boarding documents in the taxi because customs and security will ask to see them. All right. So the taxi will drop you off right at the pier. Luggage tags, you can pick them up right there at the pier. I know we sent everybody the standard eDoc baggage tag. I would not bother using them until you get to the pier, and then we'll just take the luggage tags from the SkyCap staff and have them tag your luggage there. It's much easier. Make sure that you have your room number ready, and when the SkyCap tags your luggage, just make sure it's for the correct deck and room, okay? And all luggage will be delivered to your room sometime during the day, usually by dinner time. But this cruise is full. It is sold out, the entire ship. So it might take a little bit longer to get luggage. So have your passport ready. Remember, it must be valid for at least 6 months from the date of your arrival back in the States. Have your express boarding documents, and that's just that signature sheet that we mailed to you or emailed to you. And the signature package or the signature sheet is what says they have all your immigration information and your credit card that you're using on board. If you have not updated your passport with us yet, and I know 1 or 2 of you are still waiting to do that, Jen, don't worry, I have yours. Jim, I have yours, and everybody else that's on. But there are a couple that we don't have. We'll do that as soon as they are updated. You still need a government photo ID besides your passport, and that's just for getting on and off the ship, because when you get off the ship in any of the ports of call, you must show a government photo ID and your CPass card. So that's your card. The CPass card is what works as your not only your stateroom key or your suite key, but also your ID for the ship as well as your charge card for the ship. But when you go through customs in every port going off the ship or on the ship, they're going to want to see that driver's license. You can bring a copy of your passport into port with you if you're going to be doing any shopping, because if you do any kind of shopping where you are doing duty free or something like that, they're going to need your passport number and to see a copy of your passport. Always leave your original passports on board the ship, with one exception, and that's when you're in St. Martin. If you decide to go to St. Bart's or Anguilla, which you can do on the ferry, then you will need to take your passport with you. Likewise for San Juan, if you were to do any kind of island hopping, which some people do on the cruise. If you don't have a valid passport, that birth certificate is what you need, original or state certified. It cannot be a copy. It cannot be a copy of a registered birth or whatever. It has to be the original state certified birth certificate. And the credit card that you're going to use on board ship. Okay, so February 7th, that's our embarkation day. As I said, it's a 10-minute taxi ride. to the port, arrive at your leisure, have your documents with you, your passport and photo ID. I said last call for on board is 2 p.m., but it's actually 3. But let's get on there earlier than later, just so we can count everybody as on board. And then that evening, I'd like the group to get together at 6 o'clock at the Explorer Lounge, just to get together for a meet and greet. Now, those of you who have traveled with us before know we get together every night for cocktails, but everybody is on anytime dining because some people like to eat late, some people like to eat early. So if we can meet each evening at 6 o'clock at the Explorer Lounge, that would be great. But definitely that first night, so you can get into the swing of things and meet everybody that's going. February 8th, Sea Day and Trivia Day. I think you guys can see all this stuff here. Let me hide this. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Day of leisure. Sea Day. I love a sea day. All we're going to do for those new to cruising, and there are quite a few of you, is relax. Now, you can do as much or as little as you like on a sea day, on any day on a cruise ship. Every day you will get a newspaper sent to your room, and it will have a list from 5 in the morning till 2 a.m. of things to do. It could be movies, lectures, culinary events, all sorts of things are going on. Bingo, the casino, those types of things. Or you could just hang out at the pool. There is an indoor pool at the Solarium Lounge, which is really nice. There's outdoor pools. The spa is wonderful. There's the Greenhouse Spa has a mineral pool in it, which I love. You can get a pass for the week. It does cost money, but remember, all of you are getting onboard credits anywhere from $50 per room to $550 per suite. So that's a lot of money to spend on board, and you can't take it with you, so you might as well spend it. So think about what you want to do on those sea days, but do not miss our trivia at 10 a.m. in the Explorer Lounge, and it's going to be based on the 60s, so bone up. And of course we'll have prizes, but that's a lot of fun. We're only going to, because of our schedule, we'll only have actually 2 trivias, but there'll be little surprises along the way. So read your schedule of events that you're going to be getting. Check out the spa. You can do tours with the spa and see if you like it. The Culinary Arts Center will definitely be having some great events. Dinner at your leisure, and then meet again for cocktails in the Explorer Lounge at 6 p.m. There's lots of public areas, but the Explorer Lounge is a nice enough size that we can do that, and we may, change rooms sometime during the week, but it's just good to get in the habit to see people if you want to. February 9th, Grand Turk, 8 to 3. Grand Turk is Turks and Caicos is gorgeous. Whenever you see lifestyles of the rich and famous, they're always at Turks and Caicos. That's the big thing. Beautiful beaches, as you can see, crystal clear water. I put some things up here. Catamaran sail away and snorkel. They're so much fun. I love doing them. We've done them many a time. They're always a good time. The catamaran sails out to some beautiful part near the reef. They do feed the fish while you're out there, but you can do some beautiful snorkeling. There's usually rum punch and music on the way back, some dancing. The kayaking is more sedate, more zen-like. I love that too, but you have to be in good shape to do the kayaking and the walking safari, because kayaking takes some energy. But it's a great way to really explore the island and see it. The Coast to Coast Grand Turk Safari, that is a escorted safari on a vehicle, so like a tram. And that's good for people that, may not be able to do a lot of walking or things like that. Or you could just chill out on the beach or the ship. And you will find that there are people that will never leave the ship when we're in port, because that's their favorite time, is when everybody else is gone. So you might just want to stay out on your veranda and read, or you might stay at the pool and read. It's your choice. But these are the ones that I thought were the best to do. These excursions are through Holland America Line, which you can look at directly on their website. And I will show you that at the end, how to get on there. The 10th of February will be in San Juan. Isn't that a great picture with the horseback riding? I love horseback riding. I love doing it in the ports of call. We haven't done it for a long time. So, Mark, hear that? Walking the old city and the forts, that's easy to do. You can take a taxi. I believe, don't hold me to this, because there are 2 piers in San Juan. And the Pan America Pier is where like Royal Caribbean and Celebrity usually dock. You have to take a taxi in. However, when I have sailed there with Regent and Holland and things, we have always docked right in the old town. So it's really, if we dock in the old town, you could just walk right in. There's 2 beautiful forts. The old city's really, really nice. Great place just to grab lunch. Walk around. They have a really nice museums there, art center, things like that. If you want something more exciting, if you haven't done zip lining, and I know many of us have that are going on this trip, still one of my favorite things to do too. That's a lot of fun, and you go through the canopy. I said not recommending El Yunque because it's too far away in my opinion, and they do not give you enough time. So if that was one of your to-do lists, I would rethink it. And just because it's great if you're going to be spending days in Puerto Rico, but since we're only there from 12 to 8, I would not waste the time doing it. But next trip, because it's a lovely place. The 11th, we're in St. Martin/St. Martin. So this is a great place to be. They have both the the Dutch and the French side. We will be docked in Philipsburg, which is the Dutch side, and very easy to walk into town. Now, the Dutch side in Philipsburg, that's where everyone, including all the cruise line employees, do their shopping, like for electronics and things like that. There's great shopping in St. Martin. If you're not a shopper, some of the best things to do is the America Cup Regatta, and you are racing with other sailboats there. That's a lot of fun, and that is probably the most popular excursion for any cruise line at any time. You can do an art around the island tours, a lot of beautiful art in St. Martin. Orient Beach is on the French side. It's a beautiful clothing optional beach. You'll find that Americans always have their bathing suits on over there. The French are topless and the Germans are nude. So just depends on if you feel comfortable enough being over there. But it's a beautiful beach, and that's a beach that I want to say it's like Ocean City when it comes to waves. I mean, there's waves there. Which is why a lot of people like it, but it's still that crystal clear water. It's very gorgeous. And Marigot is the town over there, and it's a little French town. It's got beautiful bistros, cafes, shops, so it's a really easy place to spend the day. The Maho Bay Beach Airport, if you see that plane, that is a beach that is a lot of fun if you haven't been there. But the planes literally fly, 15 to 20 feet over your head. I'm sure people have seen videos of it before, Maho Bay Beach. There's a great reggae band there a lot of times, and or actually every day. And they have a great beach bar. It's a beautiful beach, and it's fun watching the planes fly overhead. I said not recommended snorkeling because this is not a great place to snorkel. They've got a lot of sea urchins when they take you out to the snorkel areas. Some of the beaches, there's tons of beaches here. You don't have to just do these 2. There's many, many, many beaches. But a lot of them will have like sea urchins and things like that. But still beautiful waters, but just not the best snorkeling out of this trip for sure. Remember, when you see the port times, like this is 8 to 3, that's meaning the ship will dock at 8, not necessarily that you'll be off at 8. It could dock earlier, but they always take tour people first. If you have an organized tour with the cruise line, they will have you meet in the theater and they will call your tour number and then you will go out. The people that are just on their own, they will announce when you can go off. Sometimes they announce, sometimes you just walk off without the announcement and go off at your leisure. When it says 3 p.m., that means everybody's back on board at 3 or even 2:30, but that's announced every day when you have to be back on board ship. It's usually actually a half hour before they pull up anchor. If you are not on board at the designated time, they do not wait. So we will see you in the next port of call. So make sure you're back on board. February 12th, another great sea day. My nephew Greg and his lovely girl Jen are going to be cruising. This is their first cruise, but Greg's an awesome DJ, and he's going to put together music trivia for us. So he can't play in this game, and neither can you, Jen, because you'll know all the answers. So make sure that we meet at 10 o'clock at the Explorer Lounge for the trivia, for the music trivia. And then we'll just have a nice relaxing sea day. Again, meeting at the Explorer Lounge at 6 p.m. and then dinner at your leisure. Make sure that you explore this ship. It's beautiful. Even those of us that were on the same ship this past May for 12 days in Europe, it's all new because they have gotten rid of the Northern Lights and they've put in a piano bar. They've put in a pizza bar. There's a lot of new changes. This ship was totally refurbed, even though it's a new ship. It was already redesigned and finished a couple of weeks ago. So it'll feel like a whole new vessel for those of you that just went on in May. So lots of good things to see. All right. February 13th, Half Moon Cay, my birthday, yay! 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. None of us are going to want to leave at 3 p.m., but we're going to have to. So, I mean, you could stay here forever. It's so gorgeous, and I hope we have a beautiful day here. And that picture that you see really is the way Half Moon Cay looks. It's just stunning. The only downside to it is that you have to tender, and that means that there is a lifeboat going back, several, not just one, many, going back and forth from our ship to Half Moon Cay because there is no dockage there. But, you get off, there are things that you can do here. You can rent a cabana. They originally started out with 12, and I think now they have 24 or 36 cabanas. That's how popular it is to rent them. Cabanas can come with just yourselves, or they can come with butlers. I mean, it goes from a few $100s, to thousands. If you're interested in renting a cabana, if there's any left at this point, then I would suggest that you get together with some others, and because they hold 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, and you could just split the cost. Okay. I want to remind everybody, because almost everybody, is on the unlimited beverage, the signature beverage package that we gave everybody that booked by October. That package is not valid on the island. So you will pay for your drink. So when you're signing the chit on the island, like you will on ship, on the island you're actually charged. So keep that in mind if you're, planning on party hardy that day. No drinking until you get back on the ship or you're paying for it. At 5 o'clock, we're having our 60s attire cocktail party. All right, so we're going to have a celebration. It's going to be the 60s. So if you have any tie-dye shirts, bell-bottoms, whatever, just make it fun. I don't want anybody to feel pressured about this. It's just for fun. And, I don't know the venue. I'm still waiting for Holland America to tell me where we're having it on the ship. But so just come. We'll have a good time. And this is also our last night on board. So it will be a great way to end what I think is going to be a wonderful cruise. The last night is packing night. All right. So on those nights, or that night, your luggage must be outside your door by midnight in order for the staff to come and pick it up. And you'll have luggage tags delivered to your room the day before. You'll pack up all your luggage except what you're going to wear the following day and what you're going to wear back home. And remember, those of you that are going back north, keep your winter clothes out. But anything that you're going to need that last night for the next morning, you want to keep with you. That includes all your valuables, all your medicines, and of course, your legal documentation. All right. And all of these things will be announced throughout the cruise. And of course, Mark and I are always available for any Q&A. And that's our cocktail party. So that's our celebration. Wear our 60s clothes, express yourself, and the last night to say goodbye. It's going to be a quick cruise. And I wanted to go over some of the dining venues. And I know this will be repetitive for some of you, but it's important to know. The Pinnacle Grill, Le Cirque, I don't even know how to say that, Libre, Tamarind, Canaletto, are all specialty restaurants that have a fee. Canaletto is $10. Tamarind, I think, is $15. Le Cirque is much more expensive because that night, it's only offered one night of sailing, and they use Le Cirque pottery, Le Cirque menu, the whole 9 yards. So if you are a connoisseur or a foodie, it's a great thing to do. My sister Carrie and her husband Raj were just on Holland America a few weeks ago, and they did the Le Cirque night and absolutely raved about it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. The Pinnacle Grill is a steakhouse and seafood. It's delicious, and you all get a complimentary experience at the Pinnacle Grill. That cannot be booked until you're on board, but don't worry because you will certainly get time to do it. The only time it might be more challenging is on the formal night. And there are 2 formal nights on a 7-night sailing. So the formal nights were usually going to probably be that first day at sea and maybe St. Martin Day. I don't know. It's going to be somewhere along the line. And Holland America tends to be a little more dressy for formal night. So you will see tuxes for men sometimes, but usually you'll see dark sports coats and dark pants. It's not mandatory to wear a tie. You can wear a sports coat with a polo, but just know that they do tend to get more dressed up. Not as much as in Europe, but they certainly will here. So the rest of the time, your clothing for dinner will be sundresses, khakis, those kind of things, capris, all acceptable. All right. No jeans, no shorts, no T-shirts at any time in the dining rooms for dinner. Let's see. The Tamarind is Asian. Oh, I love it here. It's one of my favorite restaurants. It's very, very good. I suggest you all go there and make sure you have to book a reservation. This restaurant fills up more than any other restaurant. So if you're into Asian fusion, then make one, or you can always cancel reservations, if you go farther out, as long as it's 24 hours ahead. But make your reservation early. And you do that by you can do it online, but if you want it to be part of your onboard credit expenses, you have to wait until you're on the ship to do it. And then it's just deducted. Canaletto, it's okay. I mean, it's Italian, it's inexpensive. It comes with if you're a sweet guest, it's one of our benefits that we've given you. But, I mean, it's not a do or die. I liked it, but I didn't think it was great, great, great. So, and this El Libre, and whoever speaks Spanish, you can correct me, but that's brand new, so I haven't even tried it yet. The Lido is the buffet area. It's divided into many different types of food: Asian, New York deli, American, all sorts of things. You can get pizza, you can get ice cream, you can get whatever you want there. That you can eat there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can eat there when you want a snack. You can eat there if you don't want to use the main dining room, which is the Rembrandt dining room. So if you just feel like staying in shorts or whatever, you can eat in the Lido restaurant. The Rembrandt dining room takes up 3 levels, and it's structured so that people that are on a traditional dining time, either early or late, they eat in certain floors of that dining room. at a set time. The rest of us will just go when we want to go, and I think it's on deck 4 if I remember, and just eat when you want to eat, check in. Activities. Lots of things to do, as I said, on board. The greenhouse spa and salon, it's supposed to say salon, thermal suite, the hydro pool, which I love, the fitness center, the culinary arts center. The culinary arts center does some great demos with their food. The chefs are really good, and these are fun things to participate in, and you get some good eats. The digital workshop, for those of us, our friend Denny, who's going on this cruise, who's a fabulous photographer. Hint, hint, Den, I'm hoping you take some photos. The digital workshop is for people that don't know how to download their pictures or whatever, but they also teach you so much more there. And it's all complimentary. So if you're into learning more about how your camera works or how Windows works or how you can use any of those Photoshop techniques, the digital workshop is great. My family will be in the next one, the casino. The casino is open all while you're at sea. So whenever you're in port, the shops are closed and the casino is closed. When we are at sea, the shops are open and the casino is open. So keep that in mind. The casino is the only place on board ship that takes cash. So if you're going to do any gambling or whatever, that's where you want to use your cash. Otherwise, it's a cashless society with your C card, which is your room key, used as your onboard purchase. Okay. The Lido pool and cabanas, Aqua Suite guests get the cabanas, and it's part of their package. The retreat is an adult-only area, which is also part of the Aqua Spa class or the Spa Vista class. The show lounge is nightly shows, and the entertainment can be Vegas style. It can be comedians. It can be lectures. It could be, it's all sorts of different things. It might be like a Le Cirque type of show. I'm not a big cruise show person. Obviously, I've been on many, many cruises, so I usually do something else, but some of the shows are very, very good. The boutique is the deck, I think it's on deck 5, where all the shops are located. You can buy, Coach and Gucci and products, and you can buy liquor and all those kinds of things duty free. If you buy any liquor on board, as with any cruise line, it is not given to you until the night of the last night on the cruise. It's delivered to your room because it's duty free. You're not allowed to drink it on board. You only get to carry it home. Likewise, if you buy liquor in any port of call, they will also take it. Now, I've sailed with Holland several times and recently, and I haven't had them take my liquor, but that doesn't mean they won't. So if you kind of walk through like you don't care when you're going through, you might be lucky. Anyway, Explorations Cafe, that's where we're going to be meeting most of the time, and that's like a coffee bar there, and it's just a nice little place to hang out. And the screening room is the movie theater. These are the lounges and the entertainment areas. The Ocean Bar, the Pinnacle Bar, the Piano Bar is new. I mean, there was a piano on board, but now there's a whole new bar there. The Explorers Lounge, the Atrium, they have a lot going on out there. B.B. King Blues Club, great music here. On our last cruise in May on Holland on this ship, B.B. King passed away. They had a great tribute to him that night. Silk Den I love it there. It's a great place to hang out and read. It's very Asian in its design. It faces the water. It's right outside of Tamarin, and just a really nice little hideaway. So the Crow's Nest is a great place to hang out and read and have a cocktail too and watch where the ship is going. Lido Bar, of course, by the pools, the sports bar if you're into watching any of the games. And yes, I know the Super Bowl is, I guess, the night we leave. So I guess some people will be in the sports bar. Casino, the lounge, and Northern Lights, which we can now take off because I think that's gone, and the piano bar is the new one. Okay. Gifts to you for my birthday and your celebration. The signature beverage package, going over that, 15 drinks per day per person. Some restrictions apply. That means that you can't order, a $50 bottle of champagne and they're going to give it to you. Sorry. Everything is all your drinks are going to be valued at $8 or less, but that includes pretty much everything, but except your really high-end stuff. The Pinnacle Grill dining for two, that must be booked on board. The complimentary Canaletto dinner for two, that's for suite guests only. Again, the onboard credits, and based on your level of stateroom or suite, and also when you purchased your room, is based on what your room credit is. Obviously, the $550 is for the suites and booked in a certain time frame. An onboard coupon booklet, complimentary cocktail party, trivia games and prizes, and some surprises on board. All right, and then February 14th, Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, and yes, definitely thanks for the memories. So, we are going to open it up. Let me see if there's any questions here. All right, questions. I'm going to unmute everyone, I think. I'm trying. And let's see what we have here. No questions. Okay. Oh, Diane, okay. Listen mode only. All right. You should be unmuted. Let me see. Ask her. I don't think we are no longer unmuted. Let's see. Sorry, people. I don't know what's going on. It's not showing me you. I'm trying to unmute you all. Attendee is muted by organizer. It won't unmute. I'm sorry, people, but it's not unmuting for whatever reason. Okay. I'm going to go with Jan and Nick. Can you hear me now, Jan? Are you there? Okay.
Maybe they have themselves muted.
If you have yourself muted, that's one thing. But I think I've unmuted everybody. Does anybody have any questions? Really? Wow. I'm impressed. You should all be able to ask questions. I'll wait a minute. I don't see anything.
I'm still muted.
Really?
Yep.
If you're muted, can you raise your hand? Okay, Denny, Michelle, listen mode only. Okay, I'm Peggy.
Yeah, okay.
Are you there? Oh, Den, are you there?
Yeah, we're unmuted.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. All right. Hi. All right, Peggy.
Okay. Hi. I was a little. Can I ask a question now, or?
Yep. Go right ahead.
Okay. I was a little confused on when formal night is. You said it was the first day at sea. Does that mean it's? I was confused on whether it's the 7th or the 8th.
Well, it will never be the first night. It'll be probably the 8th.
Okay.
And I don't know when the other one will be. You know, the formal nights are always up to the captain's discretion. Okay.
Okay.
So, but it'll probably, I'd say, put money on it's going to be that first C night. Okay, which will be the 8th. Somebody had asked, Peggy asked also about what our onboard credit is. If you look at your guest confirmation that you received, it will list on there what your onboard credit is. So take a look at your guest confirmation. If you still don't know, I will email it to you. Okay. Anybody else?
Okay, this is Mark. I just got a few comments to throw in. When you get, of course, to the ship, normally you would tip your sky cap for doing the taking care of your luggage for you. St. Martin's is a great shopping port for jewelry. Because the ship is sold out, I would encourage you to make, if you like an excursion, book it in advance, because there is a reasonable probability they could be sold out. Same with spa appointments. There are, they have a fair amount of spa rooms, but if you know you want something on a sea day or on a formal day, I would encourage you to make those appointments. I don't know if you can do them in advance, but at least when you get on the ship. Because a lot of the time slots and services will sell out during the course of the week. There is normally plenty of appointment availability when we're in port. So if you want to do something, that could be a good day if you're not interested in a particular port. So just some thoughts.
Okay, good. Anybody else? Okay, well, you can always ask me questions on the phone, email, but I can't wait to see everybody. I'm excited about the trip. It's going to be awesome. And let's pray that the weather is going to be fabulous. And I'll see you all. We'll be there on the 6th of February at the Westin. And if you're not going to be there, then we will see you on board ship. Thanks for attending, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.